All right, good evening, everybody. And very, very Merry Christmas to everybody who is joining the live stream. I hope you had a fantastic day with your family and friends. It's December 25th, 2022. It is a Sunday. Now, obviously, usually we do the markets, a look ahead live streams on the Sunday. But tomorrow, Monday, December 26th, the markets are closed in observance of Christmas Day. Now, if you notice, we're actually reporting live from Lower Manhattan. This is 199 Water Street. Now, back in the day, I actually used to work in the vicinity, so it's pretty cool to kind of check out the neighborhood once again. You know, if you look all the way in the distance, you could see all of Midtown Manhattan. You could see the Empire State Building. You could see One Vanderbilt. I think you could also see the Chrysler Building in the distance as well as 432 Park Avenue. And then obviously here we have a clear shot of the beautiful One World Trade Center. So we're going to be walking around Lower Manhattan tonight. We are going to be checking out the tree on Wall Street. And then we are going to be heading uptown and finishing off the stream at the one and only Rockefeller Center. So once again, everybody, thank you for joining. And I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. I trust that you guys enjoyed your Christmas weekend, and hopefully you have off tomorrow. So War Walker, good to see you. MZ Vicky is here. Sally, welcome Sally. Destructionist says Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you had a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Person is here. Welcome. Will M says hello, Tom and fam. Sherry Rodrigo, good to see you. Sherry. Susan Wolin is here. Good to see you, Susan. Sophie M. William Brooklyn. Hope you guys are doing well. I'll give you a quick shot of the WeWork office where we are reporting live from today. Once again, this is 199 Water Street. Office is pretty empty, but haven't worked out of this one in a while. Now we're going to be heading downstairs, so we may have some internet issues, but I will see all of you on the ground floor. I see MD is joining us. What's up, MD? River TV says Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for being so kind. Samantha J, welcome. Let us head out here. So we're on the 33rd floor of the office building. So we have a long ride down to go to the lobby. So if we go out, I'll see you guys on the ground floor. Isabella Nicole, what's up? Wow, 76 degrees in Southern. Looks like it's going to be a very frigid 23 degrees here, as you can see on the screen. We will head out. Come on, have a good one. Okay. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Merry Christmas. Hey, DM, good to see you. Thanks for joining us tonight at 199 Water Street. Freezing cold out tonight, but not as bad as yesterday. It's a pretty beautiful night. Julia M is here, says, hey, Tom and fam. Edward Adams, good to see you. Now, I want to start off the live stream. Just to quickly say, now that we have some people getting in here, we're not going to be doing the market to look ahead stream. It's Christmas Day, and also the markets will be closed tomorrow. I think it's a bank holiday. Post office is probably closed, so everybody enjoy your day off. We're going to be taking a quick walk around Fulton Street, South Street, Seaport. And then we will be headed to Wall Street and Broad Street to take a look at the New York Stock Exchange and the Christmas tree right there. Here's the Christmas tree at South Street, Seaport. Will M is here. Good to see you, Will M. Right. Hey, Unij22 says Merry Christmas, Tom and everybody. Good to see you, Unij. Thank you for joining us here tonight. It's South Street, Seaport. But we're going to be walking to the World Trade Center. Preston says is the live lagging or delay for anybody else. I think it's just buffering. I think the internet is not too good down here in Lower Manhattan. Hal T16, good to see you. Hey, Susanna Q4 says, Tom, I have a friend that lives at 40 Broad Street. Very nice place. Really cool to live in Lower Manhattan. The only thing I always say about living in Lower Manhattan is that during the winter, it is very, very cold down here. Obviously, because you live so close to the water, right? And usually every time you're close to the water, you have extreme wind. Oh my gosh, that guy almost nailed that car. NMB 045. Welcome and thank you for joining us. NMB 045 is here from Canada. Now, even though it's 20 degrees outside, it feels like 50 because last night was extremely, extremely cold. I think it was in the single digits. But this is Pier 17. And it looks like they have a ice skating rink down here. I never even knew that. It's called the Seaport. Let's see if we could take a look at it. Oh, it's actually a real live working ice skating rink. I never knew that they had one down here. Hey, RV or TV, what's up? Says, what camera are you using? So we are broadcasting from an iPhone 13 mini. And thank you for joining us tonight. Merry Christmas to you. Vinny Castellano says, Merry Christmas, Tom, to you and your family. Thank you so much, Vinny. Likewise to you, my friend. Please extend my best regards to Maria. We are here at the South Street Seaport. You can see the Christmas tree all the way in the distance, as well as the highway. But if we turn around, you could actually see the entire skyline of downtown Brooklyn. So Brooklyn, New York is this way. I know Mike C is like you could fit 10 of these rinks in the Bryant Park rink. Now we will be walking up that way tonight. It's going to take us a little bit. I think it's about 3.5 mile walk. But it's pretty cool that they have some sort of Christmas rink down here. Sherry Rodrigo says, Tom, you mind telling me how you like the battery life on your iPhone 13 mini? Yeah, of course. I think it's pretty good. Now, originally, I was actually using, I think it was an iPhone 11 Plus. And it was just too big. I think it was just too big walking around with a giant phone like that. But, I mean, look, we do these live streams every night, and the battery lasts probably about 2.5 hours, maybe 2 hours each night, live streaming in 1080p. So if you're not live streaming in 1080p, you'll probably get 24 hours worth of battery life. But it's pretty good. Destruction, this is what did everybody get for Christmas? I got a lot of cool stuff. I got a lot of clothes. I'm actually wearing some of the Christmas socks that I got today. I think that'll keep me warm for the live stream. Once again, we are in Lower Manhattan, South Street Seaport. I'm glad I came down this way tonight. We very, very seldom come all the way down to the Seaport. It's kind of nice to check it out. Sherry Rodrigo says, thank you for the info on the iPhone. Time to looking for, you're going to look for a new one tomorrow. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I've always had the iPhone Plus models, right? But they seem to just be way too big. I kind of like a smaller phone. It's easier to fit in your pocket. Now, most everything is closed tonight for Christmas, but it seems like some of the shops and some of the restaurants are open today. Sunset Blue, good to see you, says agreed. Merry Christmas to you, Sunset Blue. Stephen Bate says lots of candy, chocolate, popcorn, and movies. Love that. Hey, the RV or TV, thank you for your very kind $10 donation. Says grab a coffee. I think I may do that at the conclusion of the stream. Now, right before I get on the train at Penn Station, 34th Street, there's a 24/7 McDonald's, so I think I will grab one. So thank you so much for your donation, and Merry Christmas to you. Wow, I think we should walk over there. Check that out. Now, if you look all the way in the distance, you'll actually see the Verrazano Bridge, which is quite beautiful. Dusty Cole, welcome. Good to see you, Dusty. Merry Christmas to you. Hey, Sunset Blue, thank you so much for your $10 donation. Appreciate it. This is Merry Christmas, Tom. Thank you so much, Sunset Blue. Yeah, person 984. Most everything is closed though, late at night. Now I actually want to walk over here. Let's check this thing out. I don't think I've ever been there so far on the stream. But Sunset Blue, thank you so much for your kind donation. Appreciate it. Once again, we're in Lower Manhattan. Now, Lower Manhattan is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm very, very thankful to say that early on in my career, I was fortunate enough to work down here. So one of my first offices ever as, I would say, a grown adult was 82 Wall Street, which is now not even an office anymore. It's actually a hotel, an upscale hotel. I'll take you guys past there. But second to that, I used to work, I think it's in this building right here, 77 Water Street, which was the building right next to S&P Global. Now, I will warn you guys, yes, it is gorgeous down here in Lower Manhattan. You can see South Street Seaport. There's so many things going on, ultra luxury apartment buildings, but it's probably about 10 to 15 degrees colder all the time. At least it feels like it down here in Lower Manhattan as you compare it to Midtown. So definitely, if you're looking to move to Lower Manhattan, just keep that in mind. The spring and the summer is amazing to live down here, but the winter is pretty brutal. I remember taking the 5:25 a.m. train from Massapequa Park to Penn Station, and then taking the 2 train down to Wall Street almost every day. And you essentially go to the office when the sun is in, and you get out of work when the sun is in. So get used to not seeing the sun. Hey, Solo 401, what's up? Merry Christmas to you, my friend. Solo. This is more wide open near the water too. Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right. Meld says, love the ships. Are they always there? So usually they are. Now, I think the majority of the ships down here are more along the lines of tourist attractions. I think you can purchase tickets here and do tours and things like that. But back in the day, this was a very, very critical piece of land for Manhattan for import-export. Warwalker says, Tom, did you have a Christmas goose today? Warwalker, I didn't have a goose. I actually had a roast beef today. What about you? What did everybody have for Christmas dinner tonight? I'm actually curious about that. Now, my family usually has turkey, but this year we rotated to a roast beef, which is pretty good. Not bad. Burgers is good. Prime rib, wow, 3T3. Fantastic, love that. Mike C says we went ham this time with the wife's famous mac and cheese. It sounds pretty good, my friend. JP in Texas says you had ham. Some people double it up for the turkey with Thanksgiving and then turkey again with Christmas. I'm not hating on it. Sounds pretty good. Destructionist, what's up? Says we had ham and potatoes and veggies. Fantastic. Saving our traditional roast beef for when we get to the in-laws next week. Oh, that's cool. Awesome. Glad you had a good time. Now, here's another one of the tour boats here in Lower Manhattan. Now, if we keep walking all the way down Water Street, it'll actually take you to the South Street Seaport. And that is where you can get the Staten Island ferry to take the ferry all the way over to Staten Island. And during the summer months, we actually tend to do that on the streams, but I think it's a little bit too cold to do that now. Oh, that reminds me, in other news, thank God nobody was injured. And big shout out to the New York City Fire Department. I think there was a little bit of a mishap that happened on the Staten Island ferry. Allegedly or supposedly there was an engine room fire, and they had to evacuate about 600 people off of the Staten Island ferry. So pretty scary. So thank God nobody was injured and everything went fine. Hey, Gene Paul, this is Merry Christmas Tom from Florida. Coldest Christmas in years. Hey, what part of Florida are you in? Obviously, you know, I tend to be in Miami, but I was having some of my friends in Central Florida send me videos of the iguanas that were frozen on the street. Now, you're not supposed to do anything, right? When the iguanas are frozen there, you're supposed to leave them. And then when the sun comes out, they thaw out. Something like that. But yeah, that's crazy. I mean, Florida, I think it got below freezing in some parts, especially the Panhandle, maybe Central Florida. I think Miami got down to 55 degrees, which is pretty cold for Miami, Florida. Hey, Andy says, hey, Tom, Andy from West Palm Beach. But I lived in Massapequa Park my entire life. I sold my house in March to move here. I lived in Bal Harbor. Hey, Smoking Owls right off Merrick Road. I'm very familiar, my friend. That's awesome. Yeah, so the place where I pretty much grew up, right, is technically the train station closest to me is Massapequa Park, but we're considered Massapequa. So I was right there near East Lake Elementary School. Awesome place. I love Massapequa. You have Five Guys there, very close to, I mean, not Five Guys, All American, you know, very close to Jones Beach. Cool to see a fellow Massapequa native, and thank God you're enjoying Florida with this crazy cold weather. All right, team, check this out. Brooklyn Bridge, Manhattan Bridge in one shot. Looks fantastic. These are some of the greatest views that you can see of the two bridges right here from South Street Seaport. I'm surprised it's not as windy as I thought. I thought it was going to be really, really windy down here. Let's check this out. Hey, Bagels and Walks. God bless. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you. Hopefully you had a fantastic Christmas with you and your family. Thank you for being here. LL, good to see you. Ed T says, I think the iguanas are invasive in Florida. I think they are, but here's one thing that I'm thankful for. Now, when I bought my place in Miami, everybody told me you're gonna have roaches, you're gonna have the palmetto bugs, and it was freaking me out. It really was. But here's the thing. I've never seen not one roach or not one palmetto bug since I've been down there. However, when I wake up in the morning, there's literally 50 to 100 iguanas on my driveway, which is kind of creepy, but I think they keep out all the pests, which is pretty good. So I'd rather have the iguanas and the lizards than roaches. I don't know, what do you guys think? Santuni is here, welcome. Real Talk New York, this is my stomping grounds. Good to see you, Real Talk New York, and Merry Christmas to you and your family. Yeah, this place looks unique. I'm not too sure what it is, but whatever it is, it looks kind of cool. Hey, Spencer, this is Tom. Where is the USS Intrepid at? So the USS Intrepid is actually uptown. I believe it's in the 40s. I think West 43rd Street, around there. But it's all the way there on the West Side Highway. When we used to do our skateboarding live streams, we used to go there all the time, near the Intrepid, which is a very interesting museum. I would definitely recommend. Oh, so it looks like this is a place to just hang out in these sort of impromptu igloos, I guess. Billy Johnson says, as long as iguanas don't get inside. Yeah, it's so I don't think I've ever had any iguanas inside my house, but I've definitely had lizards inside. Because they could actually eat through the insulation. So I had a new front door installed in my house. You guys probably don't care, but I'll tell the story anyway. I had a new front door installed because it was a little bit drafty. And at the bottom, they obviously sealed it with that, sort of foam insulation. and the lizards were eating right through it and getting into the house. So I had to get more durable rubber insulation. But check out this view, really, really beautiful here, of the Brooklyn Bridge, as well as the Manhattan Bridge, and you can see a little bit of the Williamsburg Bridge too in the distance. Hey, Samantha R, Merry Christmas, thank you so much. Queen of Swords, good to see you. Richard Vogel, welcome. Apologize for the wind noise, it is kind of windy here by the water. All right, let's head to Wall Street. Hey, Fabius, Tom, have you heard of the Lower Manhattan expansion project? So I've heard of it very briefly, but I'm not too sure if it's going to be entertained. Now, they say that they want to extend the island of Manhattan. I really don't think that's going to be possible, but we'll see. I mean, we'll see. Hey, Red Leaf says, what a lovely view. Thank you so much, Red Leaf. Thanks for being here. I'll give you guys one more look at it since we never come down here to Lower Manhattan. Now, I have a quick recommendation, okay, for all of those people. Maybe you're a New Yorker, maybe you're a tourist. Come to South Street Seaport, okay? There's a very good noodle place in here called the Momofuku Noodle Bar. Now, my favorite location, personally, is actually in the Deutsche Bank Towers, which is now 59th Street, Columbus Circle. It was formerly known as the Time Warner Centers, but now Deutsche Bank has taken over as a tenant. So check out the Momofuku Noodle Bar right here. Really, really nice place. I think you guys will enjoy it. Hey, Sparks Carnivals is expanded through Governor's Island. I believe it sounds expensive. Well, Sparks Carnival, you make a good point. Now, here's sort of how I conceptualize that. Now, think about the East Side Access project that they've been talking about and blowing smoke for 14 years. You know, they've been telling us that the Long Island Railroad is going to go to Grand Central Terminal for years and years and years. And, you know, the project is now finally almost complete. But how long did it take? It took so many years, so many delays. So let's say even if they agree, right, and they get all the necessary permits to extend the island of Manhattan, if I had to guess, guys, I don't think you're going to see any material change for like 20 years. Now, that may sound a little bit pessimistic, but for those people in the chat that are New Yorkers, especially, you know, looking at some of the projects like Hudson Yards, how long that took, East Side Access Project, how long that took. You know, I think it's a far cry. Let's just say that. Hey, Cynthia Beal is here. Good to see you, Cynthia. Thank you so much. Tiago says $2. Thank you so much from Brazil for your $2 donation. I appreciate it very, very much. And Merry Christmas to all of our Brazilian viewers. Now, this is called Industry Kitchen, and I believe this restaurant, which sits right below the highway, actually sells maybe a $500 to $1,000 pizza. Has anybody heard of that? I think it's this restaurant. I may be mistaking it with something else, but I believe they do sell a $500 to $1,000 pizza. Kind of crazy. Hey, Sabrina Fair says Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah. Thank you so much, Sabrina Fair. Hopefully you're enjoying your holiday season as well with your family and friends. Thank you for joining us tonight from Lower Manhattan, mixing it up. We usually go live in Midtown. Now, this is cool to kind of have as an outdoor dining. They set up these little igloo type pods. This is kind of unique. I think I'd probably eat here. Yeah, Bagels and Walks, good point. Bagels and Walks says we struggled to build housing and expand subway lines. Expanding an island seems out of question. That's true. Now, to Bagels and Walks' point, it's actually a really good point because here in New York, we have a very, I would even call it a crisis. I don't think that's being too dramatic, of affordable housing. Now, one of the solutions could be to convert all of these empty office buildings into residential space, but here's sort of a contrarian take on that. A lot of these older office buildings have asbestos. And yes, you could work in the office buildings with asbestos, but living there long term, that's going to be very expensive to rip and replace all of that. So I'm not sure how we're going to deal with that problem. Now, I'm going to take you past a couple older office towers that were actually successfully converted into residential, one of which being 95 Wall Street. We're actually going to walk past it here in a minute. And if you go on Zillow, you could look at this for yourself. Really, really nice building, but you could tell it used to be an office. I think Citigroup used to be in there. But 95 Wall Street, they've converted it into residential apartments, but they're not affordable housing, right? It's ultra luxury. I think a studio is like $3,000 a month for a studio. So pretty expensive, pretty pricey here. Hey, the ABX girl, good to see you. Taxi cab. Says those are greenhouses. Good to see you, taxi cab. Tom G, thanks for joining us. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Now this bike path will actually take you all the way around the perimeter of Manhattan. I used to do it many, many times when I worked down here. But we're now coming up on one of my favorite streets in the entire world, Wall Street. Right here. One of my first clients was an advertising agency called Droga 5. Used to be in this building. I think they may still be there. But if you look all the way down Wall Street, what do you see? You see Trinity Church. Trinity Church is one of the most famous churches, one of the most beautiful churches in the city. And that is exactly where we are going to head tonight. Hey, Two Explores Videos says hello. Good to see you, Two Explores Videos. Here's some context for how cold it is. You see all the steam pouring out of the subway. And this should be 110 Wall Street. To the right of us. There's actually a WeWorks building here. Yeah, JTJ's streets look very empty. Now, Lower Manhattan is very, very empty, especially after 7 o'clock at night. It's not like Midtown, right? So a lot of times if you see live streams and things like that of a lot of people walking around the touristy areas, that tends to be in Midtown, 34th Street, I would say all the way between 50th Street. But down here, very seldom do tourists walk around at night. This is a lot of office buildings down here. It's a lot of residences, people who actually live in Manhattan. Not much of a very touristy place down here at South Street Seaport. But as we walk further uptown, you sort of see all of the people. This is Water Street, the corner of Wall and Water. This is my old office, which is actually now a hotel. Beautiful hotel, might I add. Check out that steam pipe. Edson is here, says hi Tom, Merry Christmas. Thank you so much, Edson. Merry Christmas to you and your family as well. And this is the office tower we were talking about, which is actually converted into luxury condominiums. This is 95 Wall Street. You can sort of tell it was an office building, but now the entire thing is apartments. So we're going to continue on our walk up Wall Street. I want to point out two specific things as we take a walk up Wall Street. Now you're going to notice one of the most famous German investment banks, which is actually no longer here. It's called Deutsche Bank. And Deutsche Bank was one of the last standing mega banks, you could call them bulge bracket, on the physical street of Wall Street. It's not here anymore. It's actually uptown, 59th Street, Columbus Circle. So check this out. Beautiful hotel lobby. All Christmas decorations. And let me assure you, everybody listening, this did not look like this all but 5 years ago. This actually used to be an office tower where people would go to work, but now it is a very beautiful hotel. Hey, happy Hanukkah. Have a good one. Check this out. Really nice lounge lobby area. You can see people dining. Looks very warm in there. Quite the contrast out here. Hey, somewhat knowledgeable geeks, says Merry Christmas, Tom and all. Just came back home from Queens from Melville, Long Island. Ah, Melville. Now, I know I keep saying, oh, that's my old office, but you guys are going to get a kick out of this. That's actually another one of my old offices at North Service Road, right there in Melville. Yeah, I spent much time in Melville. Much time right there, right off the exit there, North Service Road. But you'll see the big tower here, Deutsche Bank. It's closed up. Now, I think this may be a candidate for a conversion into apartments. We'll see. But I also want to say this. As we come to Wall Street, the New York Stock Exchange Federal Hall, you guys are going to see the Christmas tree. And I got to tell you, the Christmas tree down on Wall Street, across the street from the Stock Exchange, I think is actually better looking than the main one at Rockefeller Center. I'll let you guys be the judge. Hey, Cynthia Beal, good to see you. Gary Carpenter. All right, 60 Wall Street, Deutsche Bank. Now, I used to walk past here every day, and there used to be tons and tons of bankers buzzing in and out of these doors, but not anymore. Deutsche Bank has migrated uptown. I'll give you a quick sneak peek of the lobby. Hopefully they're turning it into residential apartments, but we'll see. You can see all of the elevator banks are ripped dry. Total construction zone here. Hey, Mechi A says, hello, Tom, from Buenos Aires, Argentina. Welcome to all of our viewers from Argentina. Thanks for being here. So this is the old Deutsche Bank, no longer. Continue on our walk up. Hey, Disney cast member, good to see you. Merry Christmas. Now, it's 20 degrees here, Disney cast member, but it feels like 50, and I'm serious, because last night when we were walking around, it was freezing, single digits. Now, this is the atrium. I'm surprised it's actually open right now. I'll take you guys here. I used to sit and have lunch here all the time. Right here in the atrium, you have the palm trees, reminds you of Miami, Florida. This actually used to be a Starbucks. It's closed. And the subway station is right here, the 2 train. This is where I get off. So you get off the 2 train, Wall Street station, and you can go to Deutsche Bank right down here. Obviously no longer. This place looks so much different than when I used to work down here. Hey, Zay Batata is here. This is the Shining Vibes. Joe Driver, this is Merry Christmas, Tom. 45 degrees. By Wednesday or Thursday, that's going to feel like 80. That's going to feel really, really nice. Because it's still cold. It's still cold, guys. It's like 20 degrees, but it feels actually really, really nice out. Last night we were walking around in sub-zero temperatures, which was not fun. But now we are coming up to the New York Stock Exchange. Now, the New York Stock Exchange is a very, very beautiful place, but I will like to remind everybody that it's not really what it used to be. And the reason why I say that is because not a lot of trading activity actually goes on there anymore. It's more along the lines of a historical site as well as a TV studio for CNBC and Cheddar TV. Yeah, Sabrina Fairs, Tom, was Santa good to you? Yes. Very, very good. Hope the same for you. Nice Tesla here. You'll notice all the barriers are up on Broad Street. At the end of the block, you see Trinity Church. Hey, the Dark Horse, what's up? Merry Christmas to you. You'll notice all the scaffolding here above Federal Hall. It's actually going to be like that for the next 10 years, unfortunately. Now, you could still see just briefly the very famous George Washington statue. Hey, LL says, I used to be a Starbucks manager, and I can host that Starbucks location would be high volume. Yeah. Or you could see that. Yeah. It was definitely a high volume one over there, for sure. But thank you for being here, LL. Okay, one more look at Trinity Church all the way down Wall Street here. But now check this out. The New York Stock Exchange is looking like a 10 out of 10 tonight. It is lit up in all of the beautiful Christmas colors. And you can see the amazing Christmas tree right outside the exchange right here. And in my opinion, everybody, what do you think? Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Post in the comments, which tree do you like better? The one outside of the exchange or the one at Rockefeller Center? Hey, Kay Matthews says, Tom, what's the minimum income you recommend living in Manhattan with roommates? Well, I think when you're young, I would just move here for the opportunity, right? Assuming you're in your 20s, I wouldn't really worry about where you're gonna live. You could live with 3-4 roommates and sleep in a closet for all you care, right? You just wanna come here, build your reputation, learn new skills, get a job and learn from your elders. So I would just go for it, my friend. I would go for it. I wouldn't worry about the money. If you do the right thing in this city, if you try your best to network and be good to people and be curious and be driven, money will find you. I promise. That I promise you. So don't worry about living with 3, 4, 5, 6 roommates. There's no shame in that. Everybody pretty much who's been successful in New York has gone through the meat grinder, if you will. Hey, Ed T, what's up? Says, I like the multiple colors. I do too. Now, for all of our Jewish viewers, you have the menorah below the Christmas tree as well. So happy Hanukkah. I think is this the last night of Hanukkah or is tomorrow the last night? I think, 8 days, right? So Sunday night. Hey, Adopt a Pitbull, Save a Life is the best tree. Is the one that's still living in the ground and not cut down. That's actually true. JTJ says Tom is knocking it out of the park with the pro tips. Thank you, JTJ. Now, here's what I was thinking for my home. You see the ticker symbol right here? I think that is so cool. It really doesn't serve any purpose, but I was thinking about buying one for my house. So I was doing some research. You guys know that these things are thousands of dollars. I was gonna guess a couple $100, but supposedly the ticker tape is like a couple thousand. I was like, no thanks. Kind of crazy. Hey, DM says, Tom, tonight is the last night of Hanukkah. Thank you, DM, for that. Now we'll get a little bit closer to the tree as well as the Fearless Girl, which is one of my favorite statues down here. As you guys know from watching Walks on Wall Street, she actually used to be right in front of the Mighty Bull, which is not on Wall Street. That's actually a big misconception. It is actually on Broadway. Spinning person in the world says, what about moving to the city in your 30s? If that's what you want to do, I would do it, man. I would do it. Now here is the Fearless Girl on Wall Street. Yeah, Brad's brain. So this is the corner of Wall Street and Broad Street. Hey, I love New York. This is Tom. I worked as a consultant for Smith & Barney and JP Morgan for a period of time. Very cool. Thank you for joining, and I'm wishing you a very Merry Christmas, and thanks for joining this live stream tonight. So I'll stand back a little bit and show you guys the New York Stock Exchange. Now, again, not a lot of trading activity actually goes on here anymore. And that's why you'll notice, if you think about large investment banks, hedge funds, private equity firms, venture capital firms, and the like, I actually consider Wall Street to be in Midtown Manhattan, also specifically Park Avenue. And the reason for that is because if you think about it, here's another example, Bank of America Tower, right there at 42nd Street in Bryant Park. There's really no need for a major financial firm to be down on the physical street of Wall Street anymore, right? Because a lot of the trading is algorithmic and electronic, so you can move up. It's really wherever you want. It's not like in the olden days in the way back olden days where you were physically trading physical pieces of paper around. And the last standing investment bank, I think, on Wall Street was Deutsche Bank, that is now moved uptown, taking the place of the Time Warner Center. So they really use the New York Stock Exchange as a TV studio. There are still some physical market makers down at the floor, and physical traders, but not as much as there used to be, obviously. Hey, Jay Peck is here. Good to see you. Trying to find you guys the New York Stock Exchange official Christmas bulbs. You could see just on this bulb right here, it says the NYSE. I think that's really, really unique. Matthew M says, Merry Christmas, Tom and company. Thank you so much, Matthew. walk a little bit further down. Hey, I Love New York says your live stream is superb, no latency, and your bit rate is awesome. Thank you for saying that. Now, we've actually been having severe issues with the technical difficulties, so I'm very glad to hear that. Hey, Smee Media, thank you for joining us. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you as well. Here's another really good shot from the south side. So I'll take you guys to see the Mighty Bull, and then we will head uptown. We're going to be walking all the way to 50th Street, Rockefeller Center. But I don't know, I think I like this Christmas tree way better than the one at 30 Rock. Hey, VS as well, that tree is lit. Thank you for showing us this live in person. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much. So let's head to Broadway. I'll show you guys the Mighty Bull. Look at all the steam coming off of here. All right, let's walk up here. I think you guys will even be able to see One World Trade Center as we head across Fulton Street. Hey, Austin City Limits. Merry Christmas Day. Good to see you. Now, I think on the left here is going to be a college called King's College. And this looks like a brand new Whole Foods. This didn't used to be here when I worked down here. Here you have King's College. You'll notice all the barricades. Now, after 9/11, obviously the New York Stock Exchange Federal Hall is a major terror target. So they put up a lot of the barricades. So there's not a lot of cars that drive past Wall Street, up and down Wall Street anymore. If you're a resident or something like that, they get to check your car. Or if you want to pass through, they have to check your car as well. Exchange Place. You can see Trinity Church in the background. We'll see if we can make it down Broadway to see the Mighty Bull. It may be a little bit too windy. So I worked down there, let's see, I say many years ago. It was late 2014, 15, 16, and 17. Now, a lot of people, now here's the interesting thing, right? Technically, this is called the Financial District. And we've touched on this a little bit. Obviously, not a lot of trading activity goes on in the New York Stock Exchange. A lot of the investment banks and hedge funds have moved uptown to Park Avenue. There's actually a lot of tech startups and tech companies, telecom companies down here. And that's actually where I worked. I worked for a tech company in tech sales. Oh, I think we could see the Mighty Bull. Now, remember the Fearless girl that we just saw? She actually used to be placed right here. but she was causing so much traffic. As you can see, this is Broadway. Just for some perspective, Broadway goes all the way down. You can see the Chrysler Building all the way in the distance, but it comes all the way down and it forks, and it makes a fork in the road. And you guys should have seen when the Fearless Girl was planted right here. There were tourists all in Broadway, all down here, and it wasn't safe. So they actually had to move her in front of the New York Stock Exchange. And I think that's a better place for her to be anyway. A little bit safer for tourists to come out and check things out. I love New York since I had many years in IT and finance. Love that. All right, now for the sake of time, everybody, we do have to head out. Don't worry, I'll take you guys with me. We're going to walk past Trinity Church. We're going to go to Fulton Street. And then we will head up through. I think we actually may be able to see a little bit of Little Italy tonight as we walk up to 50th Street. But I think first, let's actually take a pit stop in the Oculus, which is right there near One World Trade Center, Freedom Tower. Yeah, someone says the NYSE should become a museum. You know, I've always said that I wish I was born in maybe the 60s, late 60s, so I could have been like a floor trader or something like that. But a lot of those jobs are obsolete, especially if you think about traditional, like if you think about the investment bank, right? Many people are kind of confused about what investment banks do. They do a lot of things, right? There's M&A, there's sales and trading. You could be in equity underwriting. And the sales and trading department of the investment bank is not really what it used to be because of algorithmic trading and electronic trading, right? Nobody really calls up their broker anymore to place a trade. So you're seeing those types of jobs become smaller and smaller and smaller. But where I would say the most opportunity on Wall Street, if you wanted to work in a finance job, would probably be on the quantitative side and working at a quantitative hedge fund, such as Renaissance Technologies, maybe D.E. Shaw and Co. That's actually where Jeff Bezos used to work, right there at D.E. Shaw. We got something flying out of the subway. This is the 4-5 train. Hey, Francis Palmer. Since I visited New York in 1995 for 3 days, I loved every minute of it. Hey, that's the beautiful year. 1995 is the greatest year there ever was. Love that year. You can see the top of the World Trade Center. '95 was the year I was born. Hey, Dan Zhang, Merry Christmas. Good to see you, Dan. Thanks so much. Now, there is also a lot of opportunity to work in M&A, so mergers and acquisitions, helping companies acquire other companies and helping companies sell themselves to other big companies as well. But team, this is Trinity Church, right at the end of Wall Street. It's a beautiful, beautiful church. Love it. Hey, Joseph Hardaway, since you were born in 1995 also. Love that. I love New York since I started in IT in 1978. Very cool. This is a nice shot of the street signs. Now you could see Wall Street. You see all the ticker tape flying around. This is the corner of Broadway and Wall Street. They actually probably had some nice services here for Christmas at Trinity Church. Did anybody watch the live stream of St. Patrick's Cathedral Midnight Mass? I always like looking at that. That's one of the traditions I have. I know Dan Zhang says, Tom, I can't believe Buffalo got wrecked by a snowstorm badly on Christmas weekend. I give those people a lot of credit. I don't know how they do that. Those people who live in Buffalo, New York. I don't think I could live there. It's now I could deal with some snow, right? I think we could all deal with a normal amount of snow, but I think they got like 2 to 3 feet of snow. I don't know how you deal with that. That's a little bit too crazy. So stay safe, anybody who's in Buffalo. Hey, Yanks 2000 says, yes, unbelievable, and they have amazing Christmas concert, the third Thursday of every December. Wow, I didn't know that. I'm going to have to check that out. Maybe the last one I could check out on Thursday, but yeah, I think it's kind of cool to watch. Now, obviously, you can get tickets, right, to the Midnight Mass at St. Patrick's, but I think it's really, really hard to get, right? I've never been, so maybe somebody in the chat if you guys have been to the Midnight Mass. But anyway, you can live stream it, which is really cool. I think that's a better way, especially nowadays. All right, I gotta say it. I say it every time, but I'll say it again. Right here is Zuccotti Park on the corner of Cedar Street and Broadway. And I always bring up one of my favorite mini documentary series by Peter Schiff. And Peter Schiff is the founder and CEO of Euro Pacific Capital and Euro Pacific Bank. He did an amazing docu-series right here with Reason TV. So check it out if you pull up another window on YouTube and type in I Am the 1% by Peter Schiff. He actually comes down here to Zuccotti Park and talks with all of the Occupy Wall Street protesters that were protesting the atrocities, the egregious recklessness of the major investment banks leading up to the 2008 financial crisis. All took place right here. Really beautiful they made the park. I always tell you guys, I love the classic solid white Christmas lights. Hey VS, good to see you. Oh, Dan Zhang, is that right? So Dan Zhang says that's how Peter Schiff got on the Joe Rogan podcast? I never knew that. Is that really how he got on? Now, I think you may be right, because I think that was viewed by like 1 million people. And I found it first in college. I was an economics minor. I took some forensic accounting classes. Anyway, and my professor showed me, it wasn't really a professor, it was one of those adjunct professors, whatever they call them. And it was like I learned more in that 2-hour mini documentary series than I did in 4 years of college. So I would definitely check that out. Okay, team, this is Trinity Place, but we are going to be walking inside because I just got to warm up a little bit, and I also have to plug in my external battery because it's so cold the battery drains on my phone so quickly. But inside of the Oculus is really nice. I think you guys are going to like it. Hey, Quinn says, I still support Occupy. Yeah, I mean, originally, right, I think I would agree. I think everybody would agree. You know, I support the Occupy Wall Street protesters as well. But I think where it went astray was it sort of morphed into this socialist movement when, if you really want to protest something, go ahead and protest Congress. Go ahead and protest the Federal Reserve. That is really who creates all of these massive, massive boom-bust cycles, is the massive amounts of liquidity and artificially suppressing interest rates that our good friend Fed Chairman Jerome Powell and the other Fed presidents do. Now, if you think about the Federal Reserve, quite literally, their main job is to manipulate economic cycles. And one of the ways they can manipulate economic cycles to elongate those cycles, well, is by printing money or buying bonds, buying U.S. treasuries, buying mortgage-backed securities, and also by raising interest rates. We're just coming off the back of 4 consecutive 75 basis point rate hikes, and we just got an additional 50 basis point rate hike too. Okay, you can get the RW train here, Cortlandt Station, and take a look at the beautiful Oculus here in Lower Manhattan. But once we cross Day Street, you guys are going to be able to see my favorite view, or I should say one of my favorite views in the city. An amazing view of the Freedom Tower, One World Trade Center. Check it out. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 here for the beautiful One World Trade. Hey, Matthew M., thank you so much for your $10 donations. This is Tom. Thank you for your motivation and entrepreneurship. True inspiration. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Hey, Matthew M., thank you so much for the very kind donation. I appreciate you, and I'm wishing you a Merry Christmas as well. All right, let's go into the Oculus because I think the battery's going to die here. So I just want to plug in my external battery. Oh, Dodo Birds is Great New York Noodle Town. Yeah, what about it? Let's go. I'm down. Let's go tomorrow. It's one of my favorite places in Chinatown. Now, I have 3 favorite places in Chinatown, but Great New York Noodle Town is fantastic. All right, I got to put you guys down. Allow me a minute. All right, team, we're ready to rock and roll on this Christmas day. We got the battery. So this is what you call the Oculus. Now, it's an indoor mall, but you could also get the train as well. You can get the subway as well as the PATH train all the way over there. So Dodo Bird, no, I'm actually not a big fan of Joe's Shanghai. I think that place is pretty overrated. I would check out 456. It's a very good restaurant too, 456. We'll go this way. And I forget the other place. I actually just tried a new place, but I forget the name. Hey, touring different places is here. Love is Kind is here. AUS Fly Girl. This is what's the PATH train? So the PATH train will actually take you to New Jersey. Now, the subway will take you all the way through the the boroughs of Manhattan, excuse me, and the PATH train will take you to New Jersey. So you can see right here it says PATH. It'll take you down into New Jersey. Hey, Jonathan, thank you so much for the 10 reals. This is Merry Christmas from Brazil. Thank you so much, all of our Brazilian viewers. Hope you are having a Merry Christmas. Hey, Bior, thank you so much for the $5. This is Happy Holidays, Tom. By the way, is 21st Century still open? Or Century 21 still open? I'm not too sure. I would assume so. I think it's right above us, right? The Century 21? I think it may be right above us. I'm going to go out on a limb and say yes, it's still open. Hey, DJ review in under 2 says the Oculus is looking awesome tonight. I've been there 4 years ago when I visited my dad. Merry Christmas. Awesome. Yeah, it's a pretty nice place. It's pretty warm too. So it's an indoor mall. This place is absolutely massive. But the only store I've really been in is right across the way here. You can see it's a double-decker Apple store. Had to fix my computer a couple times. Wow, Roz99 says Century 21 went bankrupt in 2020 during the pandemic. You know what's another place that went bankrupt but emerged from bankruptcy, or somebody bought them? Is Brooks Brothers. I think Brooks Brothers went into bankruptcy as well. Mark Simpson, good to see you. Dan Zhang, yes, I would assume so. I'm surprised that there's actually still people in here because it's pretty late at night. Hey, Nina is here. What's up, Tom? Good to see you, Nina. Merry Christmas to you. Let's try to go downstairs, but it's actually... I think we may buffer a little bit. Marcos, you are correct. So here is the 1 train. You can take the 1 train all the way to South Ferry, where you can take the Staten Island Ferry. Here's the Apple Store. It's really nice in here. Hey, RJ, thank you so much. So I'm going to assume, I guess I should never assume, but should I assume that the vast majority of everybody in the chat has off tomorrow? Now, we are observing Christmas Day tomorrow. So the equity markets will be closed, as well as the fixed income markets will also be closed. Hey, LL is here, so this reminds me of the Vancouver Public Library. We have stores slash shops in the building. Really? I'm gonna have to check that out. I really want to get up to Vancouver. Dan Zhang says, Tom, have you seen the news that Avatar 2 needs $2 billion in box office just to break even? I did not, but I heard that movie's coming out. I guess the first Avatar was a massive smashing success, but I have not seen the first one. Anybody? So here's something crazy, I'll tell you guys. I've never seen Avatar, and I've never seen that one Harry Potter movie. Now, I don't know if that makes me crazy, but I've never seen any of these movies. LL says, Tom, please, Vancouver is waiting for you. I would love to check it out. Now, I told you guys I was actually planning a trip to Canada, but unfortunately, we all know what happened in 2020, where I couldn't go anymore. So now that things are back to normal, I want to get to Canada. I want to get to Canada. So. Somebody says you're not missing anything. I'm sure they're good movies. I'm just not a big movie guy. All right, let's actually head up and out because we have a long walk ahead of us, team. We got to walk all the way to Rockefeller Center. Hey, Nina, this is Tom taking all of us to Canada. I don't know. If I go, I'm not sure if I'm going to stream. I think it may be a little bit too difficult. But we'll see. I think that's going to be quite the long time down the road. Joe Driver says, Tom, have you seen Wall Street from years ago? I've never seen the full movie, but I've seen clips. So I've never seen the actual full movie, but I have seen clips of it. Hey, Gary N says, Tom, I grew up in Connecticut. Love New York City, but Montreal is awesome. Hey, Robin, what's up? Says, how's the weather in New York and the flood situation? Well, here's the crazy thing. In parts of South Shore, Long Island, like, for example, Long Beach, Oceanside, Island Park, I think you could even probably say Center Avenue, there was a lot of flooding, a lot. Now, thank God I wasn't affected by any of that. But that is a problem, you know, pretty much for any place that lives on a waterway. Ooh, the wind is nasty. Flooding is a problem. So, but let's head further in Midtown. The wind should die down on us. LL says, Tom, not sure if you're a beach guy, but you would love Jericho. I'm a big beach guy. Love the beach. Hey, Roz999. Thank you so much for the $10 donation. Says thank you for streaming tonight with the blizzard and driving ban in Buffalo. It's nice to see life outside. Oh man, I didn't know you're from Buffalo, New York. Please stay safe. I think you guys got like 2 feet of snow up there, my friend. That's insanity. I give you guys a lot of credit. I couldn't survive that, man. But thank you so much for your very generous and kind donation. And thanks for being here. But yeah, I mean, I saw a comment before that, am I a big beach guy? I love the beach, love the ocean. Oh my God, do I love the ocean. I grew up going to Jones's Beach, Tow Bay. Not sure if anybody here has ever been to Tow Bay Beach. It's fantastic. I'm just not really a big fan of the winter. I never really got into winter sports. I don't like snowboarding, don't like skiing. I'd rather it be 80 degrees every day where I could run on the beach, take a walk on the boardwalk. I mean, my God, can't beat that. Can't beat it. Stephen Bates is more like 4 feet. Oh my God, 4 feet of snow. Jeez. Here we have another shot of the One World Trade Center. Gary Enns is same in Vermont. All right, we're coming up to Fulton Street Station. It's actually pretty nice in here, not gonna lie.
I have no sense of direction.
Brand new station. Hawaii says I was born and raised in Hawaii and I love it. That's why I go to you love New York City, that's why you go whenever you can. Yeah, I've always noticed that. I think, if you're born and raised in a place where it's cold out, you always want to escape to the warmth. And maybe that's why I like Miami, Florida so much. Maybe I wouldn't like it so much if I was, born and raised in Miami, which I'm not. But I don't know. I just like waking up and being able to just walk outside without having to worry about, do I need a jacket? Do I need a hat? LL, I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm screenshotting all of your recommendations. All right, Vesey Street, guys, we got to kick this in gear. We're gonna be walking a little bit faster, but we should be to Midtown Manhattan in no time. Wow, it was 46 degrees in Miami, Florida today. That's insane. That's really, really cold. Now, I know that some parts of Florida, right, like the Panhandle, Tampa, Florida, was in the 50s, but I didn't know Miami got down that cold. Hey, sunshine after rain. Good to see you. Thank you for being a great moderator this year. Here's another one of these brand new apartment buildings they're building. Looks really, really nice. Hey, Maxwell, this is Tom. How often do you stream? So we go live usually about 5 days a week at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time between New York City and Miami. So Monday through Friday is usually when we do our dedicated live streams where we talk about the financial markets, walk around the city. But anytime it's a holiday or a weekend, we sort of just walk around and hang out and relax. So I'm glad you found the channel. Thanks for being here. And happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you and your family. War Walker says, yes, Tomcat. People are wearing their finest fox furs. Yeah, War Walker, I don't have many of those, my friend. Maybe I should pick one up for the stream. Hey, Teresa Diaz is here. Now, Teresa is California, where it's 80 degrees. Very jealous about that. I wish it was 80 degrees here. Now, here's the thing. Hey, Design Ideas, thank you so much for the 888 donations. This is Merry Christmas, Tom, and the whole Walks on Wall Street team. Design Ideas, thank you so much for your kindness, and Merry Christmas right back at you. Hopefully you had a fantastic day. Chris says, happy holidays, Toms. Seems very quiet there, no people. Yeah, so usually, Lower Manhattan specifically, financial district, it's not a lot of touristy locations, right? And this is why I kind of like to mix it up a little bit for you guys, walk in different neighborhoods, because many people that are not from New York, they think that New York is only Midtown, Times Square, with all the tourists. But much of New York is just like this, right? Especially as you walk through Soho, I would say Chinatown, Little Italy. You're going to see it's not a ton of people walking around all the time, especially at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. But as you notice, as we transition from Lower Manhattan to Midtown, you're probably still going to see a lot of tourists out tonight. We'll see. But thank you for joining us. Vlados has been Miami forecast on New Year's Day and Eve is about 85. Ooh, my God. I'm jealous. You know, guys, it's actually not bad. It's actually really not bad out tonight. I'm not going to lie. It feels kind of nice. Because yesterday, I think with the wind chill may have been like 1 degree. All right, maybe I'm over exaggerating. I don't know about 1 degree, but it felt like it. I think it was like 10 degrees out last night. Hey, Ryan Beck, good to see you. Just thank God it's not all like Times Square. I know, dude. Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays. Nicholas Duras says, Tom, what is your email? So I posted my email if you go to the About Me page on my YouTube. I think it'll be there. But walkswallstreet@gmail.com. Hey, Chris B, what's up? Good to see you, Chris. Now, it's funny, we're actually going to walk past where we usually start these live streams on the cross streets of Broadway and Canal, right at the WeWork building. Tux Brown, good to see you. But if you guys have been enjoying the live stream so far tonight, feel free to leave a like on the video and click the subscribe button if you're new. We go live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, New York time. We'd love for you guys to join us again. Oh, it looks like the FDNY is working on something here. God bless them. God bless the FDNY, NYPD. Looks like they're working on maybe water leak. Oh, wow. Yeah, it looks like there's a big pipe leak. Now, I read an article in the New York Post that since it's so cold here in New York, a lot of the hotels have been suffering big pipe bursts. Well, it's a good thing the FDNY is here because this sidewalk would probably turn into a big sheet of ice. So God bless them. It's freezing out here, and they're still at it, working hard. Love it. Hey, GGNYC, what's up? This has got to keep the pipes working, I know. Now, here's the reason why I think all the pipes burst. I guess we had a massive swing. Now, does anybody remember Thursday night? Okay, Thursday was actually kind of warm in the city. It was like 50 degrees, maybe a little bit warmer. And then it went down to like 15 degrees. So that massive swing, you know, that's just too much for some of the older cast iron pipes to handle. I mean, the temperature swing was ridiculous. It must have set a record for sure. Hey, Andrew Lee is here. What's up, Andrew? Good to see you. This is Merry Christmas. Thank you, Andrew. Tish TV says, I got myself a new puppy for Christmas. What kind? That's great news. What is it, a beagle? I'm gonna guess the breed. I'm I'm going to say you got a beagle. Hey, Mike, see, this is Tom in our 55 plus retirement community. The fire department will come out and charge your smoke alarm and battery. Smoke alarm battery is on request. Well, that's good. That's fantastic. Willem's Beagles are right up there. Great dogs. Really fantastic. I have a beagle myself. Let's try to cross with these guys here so we don't have to wait at the light. But I think if I had to rank my favorite type of dogs, I'd say number 1 is beagle. Number 2 is either a yellow lab or a chocolate lab. And then number 3 would be a husky. My sister has a really nice husky dog, so. Andrew Lee's is it named Snoopy? No, it's actually named Ocho Cinco, the former Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver. And I'm not even a big football fan, but Chad Ochocinco was the only reason why I would watch football back in the day. The guy is an unbelievable athlete, unbelievable entertainer, and also he's a big fan of soccer too. Steve Ciaris, I had a black lab back in the day. Smartest dog ever. They're fantastic. Now, my uncle had a black lab called Ray Charles, and that was the best dog ever, man. So nice, so kind. Unfortunately, passed away about 2 years ago, but awesome dog. Yeah, cats are awesome as well. Ed Potke, what's up? Ed is joining us from Corning, New York. Very far upstate. Hope you're staying warm. Hey, Julia M says good night, Tom and fam. Good to see you, Julia. Merry Christmas and have a fantastic rest of your night. Thank you for joining us. All right, we finally made it. Canal Street on the corner of Broadway. Now I'm going to show you guys a building, and I'm sure you'll say it looks familiar. This is actually where we usually start to live stream from the WeWork office right here. Gopal says love from India. Hey, welcome to all of our Indian viewers. Welcome to New York and Merry Christmas. Jody Harris says Merry Christmas, Tom. Thank you, Jody. Merry Christmas to you too. Walker Street. Now, this is a cool little hotel here, and there's actually a Blue Bottle coffee shop inside the hotel. Maybe I'll cross the street to show you guys. I think the Blue Bottle closes at 7, but you can see the hotel lobby, all the guests are hanging out. This is a really, really nice place during the day. And take a look all the way down the street. You can see the top of the Chrysler building right there. Gary Ence's cold brew is straight up. If it's the summer, I'm gonna order a cold brew with half and half. If it's the winter, depending on how ridiculously cold it is, then eat probably just a black coffee, hot coffee. And I've said this a million times, but I think we have a lot of new people. I just realized about 2 weeks ago that a light roast coffee has more caffeine than a dark roast. Never knew that. I always thought the dark roast has more caffeine. Kind of crazy. So this is actually where we usually start the stream. You see the WeWork office? That's where I work many a days. Maybe we'll make a right, bang a right here, so we could walk through Little Italy. Hey, Tone Rick says, Merry Christmas, Tom and chat. Good to see you, Tone. God bless you. Here we are on Canal Street. Hey.
You know what train I gotta take for Times Square?
Times Square. You could take any train just uptown to 42nd Street.
Are you streaming?
Yeah.
Can I see your thing?
Yeah, it's Walks on Wall Street on Twitter. I mean on YouTube. Walks Wall Street. Yeah.
Thank you.
But you could take any train uptown to 42nd and just get off at 42nd Street, Times Square, and then you'll be right there.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Maybe we'll bang a right here so we could go through Little Italy. That's a nice Tesla here. AUS fly. Hey Raymond, good to see you. Merry Christmas to everybody. Thank you, Raymond. As we're walking down Canal Street. Now, Canal Street takes you across the entire island of Manhattan. And you notice all of the cars headed west. They're probably going to the tunnel that takes you back to New Jersey. Everybody's probably headed home from their Christmas dinners. Twitch makers or Twitch ASMR. Look, I'm not responsible for anybody else, so, you know, if they want to go to Times Square, they're just kids having fun on Christmas. If they're troublemakers, you know, we're ready to breathe fire as required, so we'll be good, don't worry. Two more blocks up, we'll make a left. I don't think we're gonna have time to go to Chinatown tonight, but I think Little Italy should be lit up all nice. Line sync. No, I didn't get a Tesla. I can assure you that. That would be amazing, man. I would love a Tesla. I think I'm just too young to get a car now. Maybe if, you know, when I'm a little bit older. I mean, public transportation is fine for me. I get around without an issue. I mean, the Long Island Railroad is fine. Even when I'm down in Miami, I have no problem. I think the Miami-Dade public transit's pretty good. The bus drivers have been really nice to me, so. Now, I think I am gonna get a moped just to ride around the little back streets of Miami, just to go to the beach. Obviously not to take it on the highways. I think it's gonna be a little bit more convenient to get around. I never knew this, guys, but the mopeds are only $1,500 bucks. I thought they were like 10 grand. Now this church is really nice here. During the San Gennaro's feast, this is where they start the parade. So the priest comes out here at the Feast of San Gennaro. I think I may have a video of it on my phone. Maybe I'll upload it to YouTube. But the Feast of San Gennaro is really nice. Ryan Beck, this is Tom. Our public transportation is not good here, so we have to drive. Yeah, I think New York is very unique, right? If you live in the New York metropolitan area, I think we're really, really blessed with very good public transportation. It's not like that in a lot of other places. I just read a really funny comment. I can't read out loud. All right, Mulberry Street. We've officially reached Little Italy. Beautiful, beautiful place here. One of my personal favorites. Look at how nice it looks. So this is Little Italy, but if you turn around, that is Chinatown. We do not have time to go to Chinatown tonight, so we'll take a walk through Little Italy as we head uptown. And even for being so late at night, Little Italy looks pretty good. Now, speaking of Italian pastries, I ate a ridiculous amount of Italian pastries today for Christmas. Hopefully you guys did too. Oh, they still have the pizza shop open. It's kind of cool that things are still open here on Christmas. It's good for, the tourists, all the Christmas travelers. They'll still have a nice place to go. Hey, 3T3. Says I only used the New York City ferry or walk when I was in there in September. Yeah, I mean, they do a really nice job. Now, here's one of my favorite things about the buildings down here. Beautiful fire escapes. I think this gives it the original New York City charm. Now, we were talking about this building here. I don't know if I like it. It's they sort of tore down the old buildings and built, a brand new, more modern apartment complex with no fire escapes. But look, I think it's just a little bit of an eyesore with, I don't know, maybe I'm being too picky, but I kind of like the original. What do you guys think? You see all the original and then boom, brand new, all right, maybe 3 out of 10, but then boom, back to 10 out of 10. What are you gonna do? Not too much. This is a really nice outdoor dining space here. Hey, Alex Lopez, says Tom, where are you? We are now in Little Italy here in Manhattan. And there's actually some people dining tonight. Will M says, Tom, can I email you some historical mob spots with context for a mafia-themed walk? Sure, yeah. Definitely send me an email. Thank you so much for that. Love is kind, says Tom is obsessed with fire escapes. I really am. I think, one of my goals later in life is to have a loft in Soho with my own fire escape to hang out. If you guys stick around and you watch the live streams during the summer, you'll see it. Everybody's hanging out on the fire escapes. It looks really nice. It's awesome. Here's the main Little Italy sign here. The only thing, the rents in Soho, if you want to rent a whole loft, they're like, I would say anywhere from 8 to 15 grand probably. Oh, this place is actually pretty packed. Somebody says, what's a good place in New York to grab a good quality cappuccino? I'm going to give you 3 spots that these are my 3 favorites, okay? Now, number 1 is going to be Black Press Coffee. Very good on the Upper West Side. Fantastic. Number 2 is going to be Gasoline Alley Coffee, which is, funny enough, we're actually going to pass it going up here. I'll let you digest those 2 recommendations first, and then maybe at a later date we'll review. We always talk about the good coffee shops here, but there's a lot of good places. But I'll leave you with those 2. The Dark Horse's Black Fox, also another good place, right across the street from the old Deutsche Bank. You're right. I used to go there a lot too. Hey, Brad's Brain, says Tom, if you're into mob history, check out the Gangland Wire podcast, former KC cop. We have serious mob history here in KC. I'll definitely check it out. Thank you so much for that, Brad's Brain. Very good bakery here across the street, Ferrara Bakery. But all the way in the distance, you'll actually be able to see the Empire State Building, which is lit up in the Christmas colors. I think the spire sort of looks like a candy cane too. Yes, me, Medius is Arthur Avenue in the Bronx. Is also another Little Italy. I think it may be an even bigger Little Italy than this one. Oh my God, look at this. I think this building wins it for the fire escapes. Jonathan Francis, Tom, you stopping by Canola King? Not tonight, but I actually may go there tomorrow. Now, I've been eating so many Italian pastries, I kind of got to cool it, but we'll see. Hey, Sparks Carnival. So speaking of coffee, Dutch Brothers Coffee from Oregon, very popular out west, adding 150 plus stores in 2023 and moving out east. I bought stock in it. I think it'll take off. Yeah, so Dutch Brothers Coffee. I forget the ticker symbol. But yes, I'm familiar. I've never been, but I think I'm gonna have to try some impromptu market research and try to find one myself. Anybody here has a Dutch Brothers coffee shop close to them? Now, every time we're talking about sort of like stocks as it relates to the coffee business, obviously you think about Starbucks, but for me, I think about the big decline of Luckin Coffee, which was actually a Chinese ADR. So an ADR stands for American Depository Receipt. And Luckin Coffee, it's a real company, right? That's actually a good company. But they were cooking their books, I think, to the tune of $300 million. And the stock literally went to like $3 overnight. Lost about 90% of its value overnight off of those fraudulent financial reporting. But now there's a gentleman who used to be a PM at Ziff Brothers Investments. So Ziff Brothers Investments is a family office where they manage the wealth of the Ziff family. And he actually spun off to run his own fund, and I think he has a 3% equity stake in Luckin Coffee. Now, it doesn't trade. I think it trades over the counter. I think it trades OTC. But anybody here been to Luckin Coffee? Maybe for anybody who's traveled to China or something? Denise NYC says Starbucks raising their prices again. Wow, look at the Spring Lounge. Tons of people here. Looks like a really cool spot for the holidays to hang out. Hey, Walking Minnesota, thank you for being here. Will's Q says in Colorado, Dutch Brothers is great. Gives a ton of money to local charities. That is awesome. Love to hear that. Yeah, I mean, it seems like a lot of places are raising prices across the board. Obviously, inflation is ramping. All right, now we're coming up on Houston Street. Austin city limits, I'm not too sure the exact date. I'm gonna say maybe mid-January, maybe. It's at a maybe right now. Now, I also want to do something fun for the end of the year. So what I think I'm going to do, maybe in the Discord, I'm going to put a link to a Google Docs sheet. And, you know, if you want to participate, I want you guys to write down which stock do you think will be the best performer in 2023. And then at the end of the year, 2024, first day, we'll see who picked the stock that performed the best. I always do that with a group of my buddies. I think it'd be fun to do it here too. Pup says, is the stream super shaky today? I don't know, you tell me. Is it really shaky? Mike Cease is going to be a contrarian ETF. Yeah, it could be whatever you want it to be. Whatever ticker you want it to be. Somebody says, do we have a top 20 list to choose from? No, I think it's more fun just to choose whichever kind of security you want. Now, I did this challenge with some of my other friends last year. I think I chose Caterpillar, and I actually have to go back and look, because I think I may have won, actually. I think I did choose Caterpillar. And it's funny because throughout the entire year, Caterpillar was a dog, just like many of the other stocks on the exchange. But now we're trading at 52-week highs. Look at this crazy sheet of ice here. I know, Walking Minnesota, you're right. This is the other day without the gimbal was rough. A necessity for the streams. Yeah, it's you definitely have to stream on a gimbal or I'm going to be making you guys seasick. But I don't know, we'll see. I mean, look, the thing that's interesting now is a lot of the cyclicals are leading the market, right? And also a lot of stocks that are tied to commodities. Now, commodities have massive boom-bust cycles, as we know. So I think, you know, should the Federal Reserve, which I think they will, continue to tighten throughout the entire year, you know, I think a lot of the growth stocks are going to continue to underperform. Okay, so we're crossing Houston, and we're actually about to pass one of the coffee shops I just recommended. Hey, Gopal, good to see you. Sour Tissues says, love your walks and talks, Tom. Thank you so much for being here. Happy holidays. Gary Enns says, isn't Powell, big boys are in bonds? Well, that's one of the things that the Federal Reserve does to provide liquidity to the market and artificially suppress rates. But the Federal Reserve's balance sheet is actually shrinking. So they are not egregiously buying bonds anymore. And we've talked about this as it relates to the yield curve, right? So, and I know we're not really supposed to be talking too much finance because it's Christmas, but, the Federal Reserve will usually buy the short end of the curve, right? To try to, I shouldn't say what they're trying to do, but it's pretty much yield curve control, right? So in normal times, a yield curve is very, very steep. So you'll have the long end of the curve yielding more than the short end of the curve, because if you're going to lock up your money for 30 years, investors are going to demand a higher yield. This is one of my favorite buildings here. It's actually just built not too long ago. Really nice. But here we have Gasoline Alley Coffee. Fantastic place. But when the yield curve gets flat to inverting, what that means is investors are piling in or buying long-term debt, right? So why would an investor want to buy and lock up their money for 30 years? Well, they suspect that there's going to be a big downturn in the economy, right? GDP growth is going to contract, corporate earnings are going to contract. So if you think about the correlation between bonds and yields, well, it's an inverse correlation, right? So if you have many market participants and PMs on the street buying long-dated bonds, well, it's going to drive the yields down. So that creates a very, very narrow curve. And if you're selling your shorter-term dated bonds, well, that's going to drive the yields up. So that's essentially why we have an inverted curve today. So we're walking up Lafayette Street. We're about to come across Bond. This is a very, very beautiful, very expensive building to live in. Hey, Dusty Cole, Merry Christmas. Thanks for being here, Dusty. God bless. Now we're going to be coming up on Astor Place, and then we're going to be making our way to 14th Street, Union Square. Yeah, NMAC. This is John Deere 436 and Caterpillar 239. They did awesome this year. And so my thesis about Caterpillar, right, and it was just a guess. I never want to make a, just for the game, right, is I knew that Congress was going to pass many, many ridiculous, very, very expensive spending bills as it relates to infrastructure. So I think, a lot of solar, a lot of, heavy equipment, it's probably going to continue to do well. We'll see. Somebody says, what is the lowest rent apartment in New York? Well, I think it's probably not going to be on the island of Manhattan. Probably going to be in the Bronx, one of the outer boroughs. Hey, Matthew M says Happy New Year. Thank you so much, Matthew M. I'm excited, guys, for the new year. I don't know about you. I am crazy excited. Twitch ASMR. This is when we see Tom's favorite building. Everyone takes a shot. It's far away. It's Seagram Building. Maybe we'll see it tomorrow. Who knows? But one of the things I suggest, and I sort of talked about this yesterday, is towards the end of the year, I think it's really, really important to sit down and do a post-analysis. Not only if you're a portfolio manager, but even if you're anything, maybe you're not even working finance, and just do an audit of everything that went right and everything that went wrong, and try to reverse engineer it and understand, well, if this didn't work, could I have taken a different approach? What could I have done differently to achieve that success? And then build your framework to attack and rip the face off of 2023. So look, we got 1 week left to 2022. Still have time to do the post-analysis. Audit everything you do, or you did. See what worked, see what didn't work. We got the FDNY coming. All right, we're coming up on the IBM building, or the IBM Watson. Yeah, Sparks Carnival, that's a very good point. Also do a post-analysis of your health and nutrition as well. That's an awesome point, man. Hey, Nicholas Dura, have a good one. All right, Astor Place East 8th Street. You can see 51 Astor Place in the distance, the IBM building. But also right here, this is gonna be a new Wegmans. I'm very excited for that. I Love New York says, really welcome your approach. I have similar thinking walks on Wall Street. Very sound thinking and very introspective. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I know, Steve is like, you could hear those sirens on the 5th floor of any apartment in New York. They're loud, man. I mean, when the FDNY is coming, you got to get out of the way. Touring different places, is eating healthy is my New Year's resolution. I think that's a great one. Now, we've sort of talked about how what's really helped me in my professional career and really just in life is not necessarily setting goals. And we've talked about this ad nauseum. You guys probably don't want to hear it, but I think we have some new people here. Try to build systems and a procedure, right? Or a framework that you live by that you could duplicate and you could replicate every day. So instead of, I'm just going to eat healthy, maybe, okay, for the first week of 2022, I'm gonna eat 1 cup of vegetables a day for 7 days, right? That is a more specific target and a framework that you could repeat, right? So you only have to eat a cup of vegetables a day, and then once you've completed that task, well, then you could expand that, right? Or maybe at first it's, I'm gonna eat a cup of vegetables every other day. And then once you've completed that, okay, do that for the full month of January, and then February, do it every day, okay? And you're gonna develop these habits, you're gonna build these frameworks, because you're gonna get mini dopamine hits as you complete these tasks, right? So I think frameworks maybe work a little bit more. At least they've worked a little bit more for me. I sort of think about it like if anybody's here worked in corporate America, which I'm sure we've all had or have, like for me in sales, there's a framework, right? In Salesforce, you have to manage your 30, 60, 90-day funnel, right? Well, how do you do that? You make X amount of calls, you set X amount of appointments, you do X amount of demos with the customers, and if you work that framework, you're gonna be successful, right? If you're really honest with yourself and you do the activity, you're gonna find the success, but you gotta do the work. So, who knows? Okay, team, we're very close to 14th Street Union Square. We've come a long way. Hey, Abdullah, what's up? Abdullah, thank you for joining tonight. Good to see you. As always, trust you had a good weekend. Well, long weekend. Everybody has off tomorrow, hopefully. It's a bank holiday. Maybe I'll take you guys by the Strand. This is a really nice bookstore. Hey, Smee Media, thank you. Here we are at the Strand bookstore. But you guys know my favorite bookstore of all time. It's in the East Village. It's called East Village Books. And I'll tell you why I like that bookstore the best. Because they tend to buy a lot of books from estate sales. And they have a really, really good finance section. And you can find some really rare and old finance books. Like I bought one of the original copy of Reminiscences of a Stock Operator, loosely based off of the story of boy plunger Jesse Livermore. Love East Village Books. That's another reminder. I got to show you guys my bookshelf. I keep telling you I'm going to do it. Hey, Line Sync says, Tom, do you have Boxing Day sales in New York City? I don't think we celebrate Boxing Day, do we? Is Boxing Day a UK thing? I don't think it's an American thing, is it? I've never really heard about it. I mean, I know about it, but I've never celebrated it. Boxing Day, anybody? DH says $50, says he might... let's see what this pal says. DH says $50, says he might just get robbed if he walks to Harlem. This is DH. Well, let me tell you something, pal. All right, let me tell you something. All right? Actually, never mind. Oh, look at this beautiful shot of the Empire State Building. Fantastic. All lit up in the Christmas colors here. We'll walk through the Union Square Christmas market that is obviously closed. Okay, it's a UK day. Man, the Empire looks really nice. Love is kind says it is being observed on Tuesday because Christmas is being observed tomorrow. That makes sense. AUS Fly Girl says Canada too. Official. Love that. Oh, the Dark Horse, that's nice. You know, usually in Christmas time, there's, especially near the main train stations, so you could talk about Penn Station and Grand Central Station. There's a lot of really nice people who actually cook meals for the homeless and pass it out. I mean, especially now that it's freezing out. The train stations are really, I should say, filled with, unfortunately, the homeless trying to get out of the cold. Here we have the menorah here, Union Square. Hey, H2O Dave says, was there a Santa Claus rally this year? Not this year. Now, usually Santa Claus rallies happen during bull markets. Obviously, they do not happen in bear markets. But, I mean, we'll talk more about this on Tuesday. Obviously, tomorrow, the market is not open. We usually do the Markets a Look Ahead live stream on Sunday. But, you know, Christmas Day is being observed tomorrow, so all the major, fixed income market, equity market is closed tomorrow. But this market is really sick, and I'm talking about the breadth of the market. If you look at a lot of the industry sectors, a lot of them are lagging. We don't really have true, clear, defined leaders, and we actually are breaking more 52-week lows than 52-week highs. Now, usually, and this is East 17th Street, by the way, outside the massive Barnes & Nobles. Usually when the market bottoms, you have multiple names ripping off the bottom, breaking new highs. And we don't have any of that. You know, a lot of this stuff is really beaten down, especially growth. And I would say the only sector that's really doing any good maybe is like biotech, healthcare, and you know, big pharma is doing really well. But pretty much every other industry group, these stocks are really damaged, well below their 50 and 200 day moving averages. So hey, thank you so much for the 5. I'm trying to read the chat that's just so small. Thank you so much for your donation, Greg's. I appreciate it. And Merry Christmas to you. Thanks for watching the stream. Yeah, somebody says it's getting very predictable with the Fed. Well, I think that's what the Federal Reserve intended, right? I mean, I don't think Fed Chairman Jerome Powell could have been more clear. You know, we've even heard from other Fed presidents too. You know, we've heard from Fed President John Williams, who's the New York Fed president, and he told us straight out, you know, we are not going to pivot unless the unemployment rate hits 5%. It's 3.7%, okay? So the Fed is looking to throw a lot more people out of work here, a lot more. Hey, Elias, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Merry Christmas to you. Yeah, Wayne McKay, but I just don't think we're going to get it. Right? I mean, I guess I could be wrong, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, a lot of these individual stocks are grossly extended to the downside. I mean, look at Tesla. You know, that thing has been getting clocked. I think it's down now 70% from all-time record highs, closing at the dead low of the day. But, you know, in bear markets, you know, these stocks, they rally hard, right? They rally back to their moving averages, and then they roll over again. So I think what we closed green a little bit on Friday on low volume, but it's been almost 5 consecutive days of red. So who knows? Maybe we'll get a little bit of a bounce. We'll see. Yeah, Will M., you're right. You know, there was, speaking about Peter Schiff, there was a funny podcast that he put out. And, maybe it wasn't Peter Schiff podcast. Let me think. Hold on. Wow, guys, look at this. Really, really nice. Now, if you guys want to follow us on Twitter, that is mainly where I post the majority of my thoughts in the financial markets for free. You can follow @WalksWallStreet. Ooh, the wind is brutal. But, you know, a lot of these Fed presidents have been saying, look, you know, we want the unemployment rate to go up to 5%. And I really want to give the person who said this credit, but usually after 2 hours of live streaming, my brain goes to mush. So I forget the gentleman's name. I'm going to post it on my Twitter. I'll post the podcast on my Twitter. But he said something really funny. I got to laugh. I was laughing on my way home from work. And it was, he's like, if the Fed really wants 5% unemployment, he's like, how come none of these Fed presidents are raising their hand to volunteer, right? It's always the other guy who has to get blasted, right? Why doesn't, Fed President John Williams raise his hand and volunteer to lose his job? Why does it have to be us, right? I thought that was true, but it was also kind of funny. You know, these people pull the levers of the economy, and they're like, yeah, we want unemployment to be 5%. Well, why don't you freaking raise your hand, pal, and throw yourself out of work? These people, man, crazy. These people are freaks. Beautiful view here. Wow, this is really nice. Empire State Building. You also have the Chrysler Building at the bottom right. Really nice. I think this is my favorite color scheme here of the Empire State Building. Wow, I think as we walk a little bit further out of the light pollution here. Now, for some context, this is right on the corner of East 23rd Street and Broadway. This is Madison Square Park. Also the Flatiron Building. Crossing Fifth Avenue outside of Italy. You know, we're almost there. We've come a long way, all the way from Water Street, Lower Manhattan, now to Midtown Manhattan. But if you guys have enjoyed the live stream so far, feel free to click the like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. We go live at 8:30 p.m. Let me turn around and give you guys a shot of the Flatiron Building. All right, I'll let you guys decide. Should we walk directly up 5th Avenue or should we walk up Broadway? I'll let you guys decide in the chat since it's Christmas, might as well. They're both pretty good views, but what do you guys think? 5th Avenue or Broadway? I've seen a lot of 5th Avenue. Wayne McKay. We'll go with Wayne McKay. Wayne McKay says 5th Ave. We'll go. We'll wait for the cars here to pass. Scott's, which has St. Patrick's Cathedral. That's going to be 5th Avenue. So we'll walk up 5th. Hey, William Brooklyn. Happy Merry Christmas. Yeah, rest groups is not too many people on the street tonight. Well, we've been walking in more of the less touristy areas tonight. I think that gave us a kind of a nice break, actually. War Walker, how's everything in Miami? Gopal says Merry Christmas. Thank you, Gopal. Now the Empire has changed to the Hanukkah. Very nice. Hey, George says Merry Christmas, Tom from sunny Sydney. Hey, good to see you. From the land down under. Love it. Al Baker's here. This is 45 degrees from Hollywood, Florida. It's definitely a lot better than what it is here, Al. AUS Fly Girl, you're right. Photos from around New York is here. Good to see you, photos. Merry Christmas. Hopefully you had a good day today. Now we're coming up to Koreatown, 32nd Street. Bagels and Walks checking in again. Welcome. Yeah, I wanted to end the stream. I wanted to go Christmas tree to Christmas tree, coast to coast. So we checked out the Wall Street Christmas tree, and now we will end it at Rockefeller Center to show you guys the main one. UnitJ22, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Hey Natalie, what's up? Hope you had a good Christmas. Thank you so much for all the help this year. We appreciate it. Wow, look at this dog here. This thing is massive. And the dog has its own shoes on too. The dog's better dressed than me. Hey, Lou Rodriguez, Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad to you too. Felix says, hey Tom, happy holidays and Feliz Navidad. Thank you so much, Felix. Merry Christmas to you and God bless you, my friend. Matthew M, take care. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your Christmas. You know what we'll do actually? On 34th Street, we'll make a left. And we'll check out the windows, the Christmas windows at Macy's, might as well. It is Christmas Day after all. Scott Wilder says, Tom, do you walk faster than the average person? I don't know. I don't know if I could say I walk faster than the average person, but we can definitely turn the burners on as required for sure. This is a really nice lobby here. Oh, it looks like the Le Meridian Hotel just opened. This is a really nice hotel. Hey, Young Nation 92 says, Tom, how did you spend your Christmas? I was hanging out with the family. I ate a lot of good food. Ate a lot of Italian pastries. What about you? Hey, Laytha, what's up? Merry Christmas as we walk past Koreatown. Hey, Lupe. Merry Christmas to you from Oklahoma. Thank you so much for everything this year. I appreciate it. Thank you for being so kind and generous. East 32nd Street. We'll walk up 2 more blocks and then bang a left. We'll avoid this guy. Hey, NMAX is my husband's main office is in the GM building. I always enjoy walking around. I never get bored in New York. Love that. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. A lot of people eating pizza on Christmas Day. Can't argue with that. Ooh, look at this. Truth teller, good to see you. Yeah, photos from around New York is like, I can't imagine that much steam under a car being good. It's probably gonna freeze the car, to be honest. Hey, Nabil says, Merry Christmas from Syria. Wow, that's awesome, dude. Well, Merry Christmas to you. Thank you for being here. That's a long ways away. Thank you for watching from Syria. I appreciate it. All right, this is Empire State Building. This is the view directly under the Empire. We're actually going to walk straight down to 34th Street, Herald Square. We'll check out the Macy's Christmas windows, might as well. It's only Christmas Day, one day out of the year. We might as well head over there, check it out. Dusty Cole, good to see you. Now, I saw a crazy video on Twitter where a fire hydrant was leaking and it was spraying water all over this truck on the Upper West Side. And the truck was literally encapsulated in a block of ice. Like, I'm talking about at least 6 to 7 inches of solid ice. That guy's gonna have to come back to his truck in early April to get it going. Hey, Home IP5 says hello from Japan. Welcome to all of our Japanese viewers. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to everybody in Japan. Thanks for being here. Hey, Sheila. This is Merry Christmas from the Philippines. We have a pretty diverse audience tonight. It's pretty cool. Okay, we're coming up to the world's largest store. I should say department store. Hey, Scott Wilder, this is Tom. You really cover a lot of ground in a prompt amount of time. I love it. You must be in good condition from all the walking. Yeah, I think we are, and I've noticed that my energy levels throughout the day, it's just insane. Now, I used to run a lot, but I don't really run any longer. I just tend to walk. Still, I think it's a good exercise, good cardio. Ooh, it's pretty windy. The wind is starting to pick up. Here we have Macy's. Macy's looks really beautiful tonight. That guy's driving way too fast on Christmas. -2 points for him. So now we're back in Midtown Manhattan. Now I'm pretty bundled up here tonight, so the wind isn't really affecting me that much, but I feel bad for you guys because the wind noise in the microphone is probably pretty horrible. So here we are. I know, Smee Media, you're right. This is Tom, avoid the crazy drivers. Remember what happened on Thanksgiving? Oh, I do. So Merry Christmas, everybody. We're gonna be doing a quick look at each and every one of these windows here. This is sort of like gingerbread cookies, gingerbread house. We might as well take a look at them again. I mean, these are going to be gone, so we might as well enjoy it while they're up. Now, I think this may be real, actually. Yeah, Lupe, I didn't repost the accident. I don't really like the attention it attracts. It attracts the wrong type of crowd. So I actually took it down. I didn't post it.
Oh my goodness, look at their little swatters.
This one's pretty cool too. All right, so that was number 2. Let's do number 3. We'll do a rating system, okay? So in the chat, what do you guys think? I think we did this before, but we might as well do it again. It's Christmas. Which window do you think is the best? Now, this is number 3. The one in the middle is number 2. And the one on the end is number 1. So what do we think? Is it 1 is the best? 2 is the best, or 3. We've
Third
done
one
this
is best.
before. We'll see. 3 is. Do you think 3 is the best?
Third is looks.
You like this one better, right? I like it too.
YouTube live?
Say again?
Your YouTube streaming or?
Oh yeah. That's Walks Wall Street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Have Merry Christmas, man.
You see too.
Have a good one. Happy holidays. Wow, a lot of 3s. Really? It looks like unanimously everybody likes this one. NMAX is 2. I know, 97% voted 3. They look pretty good. All right, let's check out the other 2 here. And then we still got to head up to end it at Rockefeller Center. This one is sort of like a New Year's Eve theme.
Oh, this one's cute.
Let me go straight on, Audie. Are you filming video? Yeah.
Look at this family.
All right, onward we press, my friends. Hey, William Brooklyn, says Tommy going to be live for New Year's Eve? I think so. I think we may be. I give it about a 90% probability, I'd say. So we're going to head straight up Broadway, where it'll actually take us right to Times Square, 42nd Street. Ah, Lupe, we should. I mean, I think last year we were live, and there were quite a lot of people, I remember. Now, here's the thing. I hope it's actually not this frigid cold on New Year's Eve. I hope it's like a 60-degree night, beautiful outside. We'll see. I think we deserve it for going through this bomb cyclone. Somebody says, how much do the city bikes cost? I think they cost about maybe $113 for the yearly pass. It's actually pretty affordable, pretty cheap. Now, this always floods right here. Check out all the ice here. Hey, Stephanie, good to see you. Does anybody know what time it is? Can we get a quick time check in the chat? Just want to make sure we are on good pace here. A couple more blocks and we will hit into 42nd Street. 11:18, we're right on time. Oh my God, making perfect timing. Hey, Nadij Richard, what's up? This is Merry Christmas, Tom and everybody. Thank you, Nadij. I trust you had a fantastic Christmas with your family and friends, and thank you for being here. And wishing you a very happy New Year as well. On this frigid night in New York. Feels a little bit better than last night, though. This guy's doing the 40-yard dash, making good time. Making good time. Windy down here, though. You know what I think we may do? Because we forgot to do this last night. I'm going to show you guys the numerals. So the 2023 numerals, we'll check it out. You got Joe's Pizza across the street. Hey Nina, this is Tom. Hanging out with you is awesome. Wouldn't have it any other way. I appreciate that. It's fun to hang out with you guys too. Hey, 48 from New Zealand. Good to see you. Ooh, we got this guy crossing the street. Dan Zhang, I did. I had a lot of good food today. I had a roast beef. Now, you guys want to see the largest pothole in all New York City? Look at the size of that thing. Looks like a meteor came down and freaking slammed into Broadway. That thing is like a crater, not even a pothole. My God. Yeah, Al Baker's is a good swallow with Tesla. Hey, Optimus 17, what's up? Two more blocks. Hey, Sam is here. What's up, Sam? Joe Drivers is Mayor. Eric Adams is on it. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think that's why we very, very seldom see a lot of nice cars in New York, because, you know, the potholes are crazy. And there's just too many people. You'd scratch up the car. All right, everybody, we made it. 42nd Street, Times Square. Now, hopefully they still have the numerals up. We'll see. They're actually going to drop the ball right here. This time next week at 1 Times Square. Wow, we have viewers from Iraq. Thank you so much to all of our Iraqi viewers. Thanks for being here. Welcome to New York and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. We have a lot of people here tonight from Iraq, all over. Welcome. Walking across the NASDAQ, where they shoot Squawk on the Street. Now, hopefully we don't start to buffer, but maybe we won't because there's not too many people in Times Square tonight for Christmas. Rest groups is don't you need to spend Christmas with your family? I think you're assuming that I have a family, man. Don't assume, my friend. Just kidding. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. You know, they may have taken him down. See up ahead. I think they may still be up. Wow, look at all the people eating McDonald's tonight. Steve CR, appreciate it, man. Now, I think this is a big buffer zone here. Now, judging by the crowds, I think it may still be up. Yeah, Sam, I remember those good old days, man. So good to see you again. My friend Sam, and wishing you a very, very happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you. Hopefully it's not too cold there in Canada. Oh, I think they took it down. I don't think the numerals are here. Yeah, they're not here anymore, which is a bummer. They used to be right here. Maybe they already put them up. No, they didn't. I don't know what they did with them. But you can see in the distance here, that's where they're gonna drop the ball on New Year's. It still says 2022, but they were showcasing the numerals here. Well, the good news is we're close to the one and only Rockefeller Center. Hey, Sil Lima says, I'm in Brazil walking around New York. Welcome to all of our Brazilian viewers. I know, Matthew M. We're well into Walks on Wall Street after hours territory tonight. I wanted to do a coast-to-coast live stream, checking out both of my two favorite Christmas trees here in New York, Wall Street and Rockefeller Center. Hey, Tavos, say hi to Argentina. Good to see everybody. Also, congratulations on winning the World Cup. Fantastic. Now, I was so lucky and so blessed to be able to watch Argentina win the World Cup in Little Argentina, which is in Miami, Florida, which was fantastic. I had a great time. It was wild. It was almost like being in Argentina, to be honest. It felt like I was in Buenos Aires. Now, 72nd Street, Collins Avenue, all the way up to about, I would say 86th Street is considered Little Buenos Aires. There must have been thousands of people on the street. It was amazing. All right, now we will bang a right. Maybe we'll go up one more. No. We'll go this way. You're gonna be able to see the old Lehman Brothers building, which is now Barclays. Hey, the garlic, what's up? Since you saw us on the Earth Cam, love that. Here's the Barclays Investment Bank, which was formerly Lehman Brothers, by the way. I know, Twitch ASMR. This is the Argentina fans sitting on the roof ledges, made me nervous. There were tons of people. It was just insane. It was a good time. I had a really, really good time. It was wild. And I'm glad Messi won a World Cup. Very happy about that. It was a great way to cap off 2022. That's for sure. All right, we are almost there. You are about to see Radio City Music Hall, Rockefeller Center. We just have to walk up one more block. I can feel the excitement building. I can feel that dopamine rising. I'm getting a big dopamine hit right now. We're about to see the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree. It's going to be the dopamine hit of the day. Dusty Cole, I agree. Dusty Cole says dopamine rising should be a band name. Agreed. right, well, here are the Christmas bulbs and the beautiful fountain. Well, the line for Adele's Famous is actually not too bad. Let's see. Of people. A lot of people now trying to take a look at the Christmas tree on Christmas Day. A lot of people coming outside of Radio City Music Hall. There's probably a big show coming out, maybe the Rockettes. Ten out of 10. All right, so here we have it. We're about to see the Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center. You can feel the dopamine rising in your blood levels. All right, here we are. You guys ready? All right, there we have it. We've officially gone coast to coast. We've seen the tree down by Wall Street, and now we are going to officially end the live stream here, looking at the Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I want to wish everybody a very, very Merry Christmas. I appreciate all of you. This has been an extremely fun and exciting year. Thank you for your dedication and support, for hanging out with me every night at 8:30. We'll see you tomorrow, right here at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Go spend some time with your family and your friends, but I consider you guys family myself. So Rest Group, NMAC, Love Is Kind, Josie, Maxwell, Lisa, Latha, touring different places, Elias, and to the Mighty Bull, have a good night wherever you are, because there's always a bull market somewhere, and you just need to know where to look. Take it easy, everybody. War Walker, thank you so much. Merry Christmas and good night.